Wow. There we go. All right, first off, can you hear me in the back? Because I can speak up. I can pretty much carry the room without that. But I'll get a little hoarse towards the end. And we have one more song to sing. So first off, chapter 16, the principles of successful living. When people would get the Science of Mind, our previous minister, Ron Scott, and they would be having trouble in the beginning, he would tell them to start at chapter 16. And on reading this chapter, I was wondering why. Because it's the same thing as it is all the way through. But, Ernest Holmes mixes it up, so it's always a little bit different. And, okay, what do you consider success? What makes successful living? The principles are going to be the same no matter what. If it's comfort, love, a big wad of cash, whatever it is, these principles will be the same. And you can have anything you want. And the whole point, I have my neighbors would said, oh yeah, I heard about that Science of Mind. It's just about getting what you want. And I said, no, it's about getting closer to God. And then, from that, everything else comes. So let's hear a little Ernest Holmes here. The Science of Mind is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Neither does it promise something for nothing. It does, however, promise that one who will comply with its teachings, that he, or she, Ernest Holmes always spoke in the masculine, but he's not prejudiced against women or patriarchal. It's just in the 30s when he wrote this, that was the way things were done, and that's what came automatic to him. So you're going to hear a lot of that masculine when I'm reading Ernest Holmes, but don't take it that way. It's he or she, it's us. Shall be able to bring greater possibilities and happier conditions to our experience. You see, he said he, or his experience, but it's our experience, This doesn't work unless you personify it. You have to bring it into your heart, and then, holy cow, it really works. My life has changed so much since I started following this teaching. Just it's blown me out of the water. There is a catch. Mind works through law. The creation that's done in this universe is done through spiritual laws. And we can move that creation, we can get it moving in a direction, but if we're not working with and through this law, it can't work with and through us, and things won't happen. No person whose entire time, this was one of my quotes. No person whose entire time is spent in contemplation of limitation can demonstrate freedom from such limitation. we have to kind of stand guard at our own brains whenever those negative thoughts start piling up. And there's lots of things you can do. The easiest thing is, as soon as you realize that you're going negative, is to counteract it with something positive. And if it's working in your life negatively, there's tricks. Make a gratitude list. Think about people you love. You know, there's little things like that that will take you right out of that negativity. Okay, back to Ernest. The science of mind is based entirely upon the supposition that we are surrounded by a universal mind into which we think. This mind, in its original state, fills all space. It fills the space that man uses in the universe. It is in man as well as outside of him. As he thinks into the universal mind, he sets a law in motion, which is creative and which contains within itself limitless possibility. So, be limitless. You know, think that no matter how outlandish. You know, I used to, my first wife was really into psychics and this woo-woo stuff. And I would think, this is all ridiculous, you know? This is real. That's not real. But since I've been here, I've learned there's a lot more real that I know of. And what kind of world do you want to live in? What kind of world do you want to live in? I want to live in a world of limitless possibilities. You know? Yes to psychics. No matter how far-fetched. Yes to it. We had a woman in here talking about angels dropping love bombs. And my first thought was, of course, really, a little bit out there, negative. But yes, give me a love bomb from an angel. You know, I want it right now. Okay, back to Ernest. Yeah, let's have this world of limitless possibility. But, Ernest says, a mental avenue must be provided through which the law may operate as a law of liberty if we are to be free. We may be quite emphatic in saying that we think the universe exists for the expression of spirit, and man exists for self-expression because he is the expression of spirit. And I love that concept. We are how God experiences this. God is this. It's all contained within God. But he gets to experience it individually through us. He, she, or it. So, you know, really, Spirit expresses through us. It's the most awesome concept in the science of mind. And what a place to start. The student should take time every day to see his life as he wishes it to be, to make a mental picture of his ideal. Limitless possibilities. Make it as wild as you can. He should pass this picture over to the law and go about his business with the calm assurance that on the inner side of life, something is taking place. And if something takes place in here, it's immediately put into the law, which starts affecting everything. So, the law acts. It uses what we give it. It's happening right now. So, this is this principle of success. What are you giving it to act upon? You know? Back to Ernest. If we have to make a choice and feel we do not know which or what to choose, we must be still in our own consciousness and know that the Spirit within us knows which of these ways is the right and most constructive way and will guide us. And that song I just sang, God is all there is. Spirit is within. It's there to guide us. When we get confused, and you know, we have lots of things we can do. We can look it up on Google. We can ask somebody we trust. But the final authority and the best place to go is within. Take a moment to think about, does it feel right? Does it manifest love for everybody involved? You know? Then it can be a positive choice. It doesn't do much good to turn the problem over to God if you don't listen for the solution or act upon it when it comes. Yeah. You know, we are so blessed. We live in one of the freest societies on earth. We can speak our mind, even if it's detrimental to others, if we would choose to do that. And we can also stand for freedom and liberation of everyone. And it all starts with these principles that we have to live within ourselves. And spiritual mind treatment. Treatment is not something one does to another, not something one does to an environment, nor a situation. It is always the thing one does to himself. Whatever method enables him to do this is a good method, a good way. Treatment is an action in thought alone. It opens up the avenues of thought, expands the consciousness, and lets reality through. It clarifies the mentality, removes the obstructions of thought, and lets in the light. We already live in a perfect universe, but it needs to be mentally seen and spiritually experienced before it can become part of our everyday life. It's like so hard and so easy. It all starts right here. You know what this is? That's me getting my shit together. But I didn't say that. But anyway, it all starts in here, you know. It starts with a thought. Is it a positive thought? Is it a negative thought? Now, I just had a spiritual mind treatment last week, actually this week, Tuesday, when we rehearsed our songs, I had to sit. I could not stand at the mic. For a couple of months, my back has been giving me incredible pain. And someone offered to do treatment for me. Someone, a member here. And the day after she texted me the treatment, when I was doing my morning stretching exercises for my lower back, for the first time in weeks, I felt click, click. And, you know, it wasn't perfect that day, but it was better. And it's been better and better every day since. And I'm on my feet up here doing this. I was afraid I was going to have to do this sitting. But that was a spiritual mind treatment. You know? This stuff works. Ernest says over and over again, you have to believe. You can't manifest if you don't believe. You have to accept that it's going to work. You have to know that. And then it's magic. He says it's not magic. You know, it's the law working through spirit and you. That's magic. What else could be magic? All God, all good, realize and believe. The spirit within us is God, and only to the degree that we listen to and seek to obey this spirit shall we really succeed. I had a hard time with obey. Been a bit of a rebel all my life. At one time, I was a federal fugitive. You know, I've not been a good boy when I was young, and it's even God. You know, when I hear that word, obey is a trigger. Because I had a domineering mother, and it was obey or get it, you know, slapped or worse. So I had a hard time with that obey, but once I got the idea that it's just part of this bliss of living within spirit and spirit living within me, then it's like, it's no big deal. But don't try to tell me to do something. The trigger's still a trigger. I mean, I might do it. I might get over it, but just be careful. Maybe suggest that I might do something. We should daily turn. What is this? Sometime I can't read my own writing. Oh, okay. We should daily train our thought to recognize the Spirit in everything we do, say, or think. That's this success principle. If we see God in everything, what can be wrong? It's not possible. God can't be wrong. Nothing can be wrong. But we have to train ourselves to see that. Because when something hurts, it hurts. But it's there whether we recognize it or not. You know, I choose to recognize it. And get over hurt. Okay, I'm almost done here. The law is subject to spirit and its servant. Law is spirit's servant. Man is spirit. But until he knows this, he will be only half using the law. For he will not have a clear understanding to fall back on. Every problem is primarily mental, and the answers to our problems will be found in spiritual realizations. Spiritual beings experience human, and that's a good one, form. I love it. I think it was Wayne Dyer that said we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And many other teachers throughout history. It's so true, and any enlightened being will get there. Principle is absolute, and insofar as any individual can actually induce within consciousness, upon principle, a definite, concrete acceptance of his desire, it will manifest, even though every thought on earth had to change to compel it. God is all there is. When you're working with God, nothing can be against you. But you have to not be wishing harm or judging or doing negative thoughts, because that doesn't work. I mean, you can increase your negativity, but that's not going to have you a successful spiritual living. You know, it won't work. It comes back with more negative. The principle is absolute. And insofar as any individual can actually induce within consciousness, oh, I did that, didn't I? Who or what can be against us when God is for us? There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life right now. We breathe it in again and again. We don't need to think about how. There is only one love. That love is God's love. That is the love we know now. When we're ready to start, we just open our heart and fill it with God's love. Love is life, is God, is us, is God, is life, is love. Thank you.